Hey everyone, hope you are doing awesome. Welcome back to my channel PEGA with another video. Thanks everyone for subscribing to my channel, and if you haven't hit the bell icon yet, please do so you won't miss any of my videos. Today we are going to learn a very important concept in detail, that is data type. It's one of the most powerful concepts in PEGA, which not only helps you understanding the data model but also helps you reusing them again and again. Apart from that, you can use them to store data locally in PEGA and also do many more. So without doing any further delay, let's get into it. So let's first understand what is a data type. So what I've done is I've actually created a quick reference for you guys just so that I can explain you. So let's consider you're working on a customer case where you got a customer obviously, and now a customer will have name, date of birth, age, gender, and address. Now in the name there is a chance that customer can have first name and middle name and last name, and in the address there is a chance that customer can have line 1, line 2, city, state, country, and postcode, isn't it? Now over here, if you see, name is an object which will have first name, middle name, and last name, and address is an object which will have line 1, line 2, until postcode. But however, if you see date of birth, age, and gender, they are called single type. It can be an integer, it can be a string, or it can be a date of birth object, other type of object, right? So double and all. But if you see the difference between name, address, and date of birth, age, and gender, the difference is name and address are an object. Now this object is linked to a group of related property. Now this group of related property, whatever first name, middle name, last name, and the line 1 to postcode, right? They are called data type. Now in PEGA, if you know, we generally in this kind of scenario we generally create name as a page or a page. In this moment, it will be a page, right? Now for address, it can be potentially a page or a page list. So in PEGA, what we do, we create the name and as a page, and then we give a class definition. Now, if you remember, we create a class in the data class, and then we create the individual property called first name, middle name, and last name. And then in the work class, we create a name and refer the data class so that the first name, middle name, last name will be inherited to the work class. Similarly, for address, you create the address property in the work class and as a page or page list depending on your requirement, and then it asks for a class definition. Now in that class definition, you basically provide a class for data class, and then in the data class you create line 1, line 2, city, state, country, postcode property so that you can use them. Now if I take you to the PEGA definition also, you'll find the same thing. So what I did is I've actually opened the PEGA definition for you guys. So if you see, PEGA says that data type provide a way for developer to group a set of field to describe a single object. Now in this example, whatever I have explained you, so here if you see my group of field, which is first name, middle name, last name, and I am defining them to a single object which is name, and similarly line 1 to postcode, I am defining them to a single object which is address. Now there might be one question which might come into your mind: why we need to use that data type? Can't we just use that straight away in the case type? Let's say in our example customer, instead of using address as a data type and referring that from the page or page list, or name as a data type referring from that page and page list, can't I use first name, middle name, last name? Yes, I can use. Definitely I can use. But now think about this thing, right? Now let's say tomorrow you got another case type called account, right? Now what will happen if that account case type will come into picture, and then what you're gonna do is your account has also got an address property. Now let's say if you have already made a data type in the data class of PEGA, then you can refer that address property to that particular data type and make use of that in account, instead of creating the same property line 1, line 2, city, state, country, and postcode in the account class and also in the customer class. So this is how PEGA maintains the reusability. So what PEGA tells you that in this particular example, what PEGA tells you, you create a data type in data layer wherein both customer and account can share, Now let them have the field. I mean, you obviously can reuse this field also, but let them have the field if they want it to be independent. And but what they need to do is, as these fields are same, then please make sure that this field will only refer to that particular data type. So you don't need to create this many properties in inside both of the class case types. Now let's say if this both of the case type belongs to a work class, then definitely you do not need to even create this property. You can just create one property and then you create this data type and refer this data type into that property in the class definition, right? So this is why data type is so important, that you can make them reuse again and again in multiple case types, and that's how you're gonna reduce a lot of duplicate property creating inside the case type. I hope it is clear conceptual wise what is a data type, and when you think about a data type, what should you think? You should think as an object which has a group of property which is logically related. First of all, you need to understand where you can create a data type. Now, if you see in the left hand side, you got recent, case type, data type, app, all these things, right? So this is where you need to go to create a data type. Now, I will show in this session, I will show you how to create a data type automatically, and also I'm going to show you how to create the data type manually. I want you to understand both the ways. So depending on your need, you can go ahead and create. Now over here, let's understand, as per my example, whatever I have given you, what I told in my customer object, I got a name and a address. So let me, let me create the address data type automatically and create the name data type manually so that I can show you. Okay, now here I'm going to create the address data type. So to create an address data type, you need to go here and click on add data type. Now when you click on add data type, you will have two options. One is in new data type, another one is existing data type. Now what is the difference between new data type and an existing data type is, new data type obviously we are going to create new, like how I'm going to show you. Now existing data type, let's say you have already created manually and it has not been added in the data type explorer, right? If I go ahead and create manually in the other explorer, it has not been added to the data type explorer, then you can just search like address. So for example, if I search address, right? So this address is belongs to data hyphen address, which is different than the one which I'm going to create. So if let's say for example, you have already created the address data type, you can just choose the address data type and do submit. What will happen is this address data type will be linked to the data type explorer so that you can come and see. Now for this session, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new data type, right? That linking I'm going to show you when I'm going to create a name data type manually, and I'm going to add the link, right? So for this address one, let's create a new data type which is address, and in this address, if you remember, if you see, don't get confused with the address which I've shown, that is belongs to data hyphen address class. But if you see in this address, we are basically creating in under xyz hyphen pz hut hyphen data hyphen address, right? Now this is an address data type. I'll just put a description. Now I'll just go ahead and submit. Now one thing you need to notice, the moment I create address data type, here this is the class, right? Now let me go and see in the app explorer. Now here this is my class, right? Now in under data class, so if I go to data class, I've got other data type. Along with that, I have created an address data type. Now if I let me quickly do a save. Now if I go here and right click and go to definition, so this is the class which is created. A class can be an abstract and a concrete. An abstract class cannot be instantiated. However, a concrete class can be instantiated. That means you can create an object of a concrete class, but you cannot create an object of an abstract class. Now, if you see here, now if I go to my work class, right? So any class you see here, so let me, if I go to work class, right click and definition, it will always be concrete. Why? Because the moment you click on work class, all the case ID, they are the object of that particular class. That means this class has been instantiated by using multiple objects. So each time you create an object, that means you are instantiating the class, right? You are creating an object for that particular class. So always the work class can never be a an abstract class. It will always be it will always be a concrete class. Now, a data class can be an abstract class or and can be a concrete class depending on how you are creating it. Now, I will show you that also in this example, because many of you will be definitely confused on when to create this as a concrete and when to create this as an abstract, right? So I'm going to show you, but just understand that whenever you are creating a data type by the data type explorer, automatically it will be a concrete class. It will never be an abstract class. That is also a thumb rule which you need to understand. Now, created in version. So okay, now this is this is the one. So created in version, because I have created automatically. So whatever the highest version it has got, my rule set has got two version. 010102 is the highest version. So what it does is it created under that version. So you have to have one rule set unlocked so that it can choose. I don't want to explain each and every detail about the class because this session is for data type. Now, if you see, if I go ahead and do a test connection, now you see this data class xyz-pz-data-address is mapped to a table called data.pr_other. So whenever you are going to create a data table, right? So it became a concrete class. Now, as you guys know, a concrete class will need a data table instance to be connected. Now, what PEGA does to start with, it will always link that particular class to a default class. In this scenario, the default class is pr_other. Now, coming back to the data type, if you see, this is what we have created, right? Now, in my example, what I told, I'm going to create an address data type, right? Now, here in address, I have got line 1, line 2, city, state, country, postcode. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create those properties automatically by using the data type explorer. So if you see this data type explorer, I have got this add field, right? Here I'll go and I'll create line 1. Let me create just everything by text. So line 2, submit, add another, city, state, country, and a postcode. Okay, so I've created all of the fields. So if all the field has come here, right? Now if I save it and if I just gonna go to the same, okay, let me not do, I'll just click here and I'll say show in app explorer, right? The moment I click on this field, right, if you see there is this data model tab has been created, which has got all the property that I have created in this explorer, right? So this is the beauty, how you can automatically create, and you can create in a faster way. Now let's go ahead and create the name data type manually. So let's go ahead and create this data type manually. Now to create a data type manually, what you need to do is, obviously you need to go to this data layer and do a right click and first add a class here, right? Now there is a reason why I'm telling you in this way, so that you can understand the difference between concrete and the abstract. You can understand why what is the benefit that you are getting while creating the data type automatically. So that's why I'm going to show you both the way. Now let's create one in manual. So I'll go and create first add a class here. So system admin, and then add a class here, and the class I would call as as name, right? So something happened. Let me go here, create system admin class. Now here, what I'm going to call this class as name, right? As per our data structure, hyphen name. Now everything would be same. Now I'll just go ahead and create. Now here, if you see, this class when I created manually has became abstract. Now when I created an abstract class, obviously I will not have this class linked to any database table, right? That's why you see there is no connection. So I'll just show you here. Now if I open this address class, if I'll open go ahead definition here, address class, because it's a concrete class, that's why it has to be linked to a database table. Now in this regard, the database table is pr_other, which is the default for PEGA. But because this is an abstract class, you do not have a database table linked, and you do not need to. Why, I'm going to show you in a while. Now here, what I'm going to do is, let me choose the version in 010102, and I'll just go to history and I'll say this is a name data type. Name data type, else it will fail, it will throw me an error. So I'll go ahead and save it. Now that I've created that name class, right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create three property here, which is my first name, middle name, and last name, right? Now here I'll go and data model and property. So what I'm going to do is I'll say first name, okay, create and open, save. I'll keep them as a text, save as, and I'll change it to middle name, create and open. I'll say save, action, sorry, I'll create another one called last name, right? Now I've created them. All right, now I've got them created. So if you see my address has got line 1, line 2, line 3, which I've created, and my address here is a concrete class, and my name class is an abstract where I have created my first name, last name, and middle name property, right? Now what is the beauty of a data type? So let's say if you got a requirement wherein you need to store certain config data for address, let's say line 1, line 2, city, state, country, you need to store certain config data. Now because this data table, address data table, is a concrete type, and because it is created, it belongs to a table, you can go to this record explorer and you can create a local data storage. Now when I say local data storage, the moment I click on configure serve, what it's going to do, it is going to create a database table dedicated for this particular data type internally, and then it will also create all the column that you choose based on whatever you are going to give, and it will also change that class definition from PR other to that particular class. Now if I go to configure source, let me show you what I need to do is it tells me to choose something as a key, and these are the OOTB property which PEGA automatically creates. So any database table you create, right, even PEGA creates for work class or anything, these are the OOTB property which will be by default there, which will be hidden. If you want, you can fetch them. Now that's why we use them in reporting without even doing optimization, because it's already act as a column in there. So now here I've got all the data. So for just for the sake of this one, I can put a serial number, but just for the sake of this one, I'm gonna put a postcode as this one, or what I'm going to do, I'll just create a serial number. That's okay, as a serial number, just so that you will know. I'm going to use that as a key. Now here what I'm going to do is basically I'll do a submit. Now the moment I submit, what internally is going to happen is PEGA is going to create a table with all this data type, all this column, and then also PEGA will create two database called one is a page, another one is a list, and also PEGA will map this address to that particular table which it creates. The beauty of a local data storage, you can store the data locally, so that you can fetch them whenever you need. You can use them whenever you need in your application. Now here, for example, I am going to create one as serial number. Postcode is, let's say, 2220. Now country is, let's say, Australia, and state is NSW. City is like Thursville or Sydney, and then line 1, line 2, something I put, right? Similarly, I'll add another record 2, and then postcode is 2150. I'll say or I'll say 76001. Let's say I'll say country as India, and state as let's say Odisha, and then the city as, let's say, Bhubaneswar, something. So basically what I can do is I can create those kind of record which I can store and I can use them. Now if I do a save here, right, what will happen? So I'll show you. Previously I haven't shown you the uses column, but when you create a data type, the uses column will be blank. Now because I have created this local data storage, so automatically PEGA created 3 data pages. One is the page one. So if I click on this data underscore address, basically now it has got a page, and if I click on the d underscore address rate, it is a list, and if I click on d underscore address savable, it is for the savable database. Now database, I haven't told you guys much about it. The whole idea of making you guys understand about data type is obviously my next session is going to be database, so that you should know about data type before I go to database. That's why I have told you this. So I will tell you in my next session, but just in shortcut, what you can do is, just for the sake of this one, what I can do is I can run those data pages, so that whatever local data storage record you have created here, for example these two record, if I run this d underscore address list action and run, if I do run, right, so if you see in my px result of underneath, you will see these two result has come, whatever I have entered, right, Australia, Australia, blah blah blah. And similarly here, if I enter Bhubaneswar, India, blah blah blah, right. So this is how you can make use of the data pages. Now this is how PEGA automatically creates and gives you a lot of flexibility when you create a data type. Now coming back to the class, right, now if what I told, when you create a local data storage, record explorer, PEGA creates a table. So before that, what I have shown you, so if I go to the class, this is the name class. Let me take you to the address class. Now before I have shown you that when you did a test connection, I have shown you that PEGA automatically linked that class to PR underscore other, right, which is a default class, right? Anything you create for the first time, it will link to that PR underscore other. But because now we have created a local data storage with all this property, right, as a column. So that's what PEGA is gonna do is, PEGA also, if I do a test connection, PEGA had already created this specific class called PR underscore XYZ underscore PZ hut underscore data underscore address in customer data. And it also created those columns which we told them to create. And now this class is now linked to PR underscore XYZ underscore PZ hut underscore data underscore address. Now I hope that is clear. Now because it's a concrete class, PEGA could able to do that. Now what is a concrete class? Again, now I can explain properly. Now what is the difference between concrete class? Now what I told, concrete class can be instantiated. Abstract class cannot be instantiated. Now the beautiful things which I can show you is, click on the address first. So if you see here, you are seeing two rows here, right? So these two rows are nothing but the row which you have entered over here. Now how in our work class you got a case object, right? Now this key is working as an object, or sorry, how in the work class you got a case ID which is a unique ID, right? Now this key, whatever we have chosen, is acting as an unique ID, and these rows are nothing but the instance of this particular address class. But if I go ahead and click on the name class, because it's obviously, see, it is not possible to create instance of class name. Why? Because name is a abstract class, is an abstract class. That's the reason you can't create obviously a object for that particular name. Now you might be a bit thinking, okay, if I created this name class, is there any way I can convert that to a data type? Yes, the answer is yes, you can do that. How you gonna do that? You click on this name, right? Because you created obviously manually. So you click on, you go to the definition, okay? Well, you can go to the definition, or you can do a view in data designer. Now, when you do a view in data designer, you see there is no field, nothing, because obviously in data designer, we haven't added any field, and all this field which we have added is, we have added manually, right? If I go in the record explorer, now here, if you see, if I do a configure source, here it's written, this abstract class will be changed to concrete. Now, again, same thing. Why this abstract class will change to concrete? Because when I do a configure source, what PEGA will do, PEGA will ask me to, use this, create a table and use these columns to create the table. Now, when it creates a table, obviously PEGA cannot create a table which is a for a class that is an abstract class, right? PEGA can only create a table internally for a class that is concrete class, because PEGA has to link that particular class to that particular table. Now that's why if I do a configure source, basically I am going to configure these things, and let me take just first name as a key, And if I do a submit here, if I enter, let's say if I do close here, and if I do enter like first record, let's say Sri Mishra, and second record, let's say John Smith or something like that, John Smith, right? Now if I do a say, what this in this scenario will happen is, now if I go and click on the definition of the name class, you would see the name class has changed to concrete class. And if I go and do a test connection, you see PEGA has already assigned this name class to pr underscore xyz underscore pghead underscore data underscore name. Now I hope this is clear and you understood the power of creating a data type. What are the benefits that you can get by doing a data type? So in simple language, if I don't want to confuse a person who is new, by using data table, you can do a local data storage. You can create those instances where you can use them to configure. And second thing is, it will for accessing those records, PEGA gives you an opportunity by providing those three kind of data pages. So, and those three kind of data pages are, one is the page one, where you can pass the key and get a particular row. Another one is a list which you can pass. You do not need to pass anything. You can fetch all the row that is there. And the third one is savable, where you can fetch and also you can edit anything and you can do save. That means in simple language, if I wanted to change to Smith 1, savable data, by using savable database, you can do that. I will show you that in my upcoming session of series of data pages, wherein I'll show you how to do all this kind of thing. But this is what PEGA data type is all about, and this is how you can make use of this powerful OOTV functionality, and use them in your particular work class, or use them in your case types. Now the last thing which I wanted to show you is how to add the data type manually, right? So how to use the existing data type option. Now in the example here, I've created the address data type automatically, but however I've created the name data type manually, isn't it? Now here I've created this name data type manually, right? But you can't see that name data type in this explorer. Now this is where you will basically use this existing option. So what I can do is, now I'll do add data type. Now add data type, I'll just go to existing data type. Here I'll say name, right? So you would find those names. So under PGHut application, you will find this name xyz hyphen PGHut hyphen data hyphen name, and xyz PGHut data hyphen name, which I have created, but you can't see. So you can use that. But remember one thing, so you see this application name is coming in the list, right? So here PEGA rule application is coming, here PGHut application is coming. I'll show you why it is coming and how it is linked to that application. So the moment I choose this one, so and I'll do a submit, you will see the name has created. Now why you can see that and how does it work? Not many where you would find this, but I thought I'll just show you for people who are new again. So if you this is my application, right? In the application, I go to definition, right? In the definition type, you go to case and data. In the case and data type, you will see whatever data type you are going to add. Basically, you are going to add for that particular application. Now, whenever you add any data type or you create any data type, automatically there will be a reference under data section. Now here, if you see xyz PGHut data hyphen name, right? Whenever I've added this name, right, automatically this name came over here. Now the display name, see, I haven't changed the display name. That's why you could see this display name like that. I can change also by expanding that advanced section. Now before that, what I wanted to do is, I'm going to delete this, right? The moment I delete this, right, and I do save from the application, that means it's as good as I'm deleting from this one, right? Now if I do and do a refresh, right, so it is gone. Now here, if I would like to add, instead of doing add data type and existing, right, what I can also do is I can just search, right, name, and like this, and I know which name. Okay, if I can't remember, I'll just put the class name xyz hyphen PGHut hyphen data hyphen name. Sorry, name. I'll just search the the data type, and I'll say add. The moment I say add and I'll do a save, and I go here in this Explorer, I'll do a refresh automatically. Then so basically they both are same. You do it in this way, or you add them in, by choosing existing. They both are same. Now I hope this is clear. So let's do a quick recap on what we have learned. The first thing which we learned is data type are easy to reuse as it stays in the data class. So whatever case type that you have got in the work class can easily reuse them again and again. Like we have given an example in the starting of the video where you got the customer case type and you got the account case type and how they can reuse the address data type. And second point is you can store the data locally in PEGA by using those data type, like how you have created this local data storage. Remember one thing, when you store the data type, it is always going to be a concrete class. However, when you are just creating for the sake of reusing and using those field, then you can leave them as abstract class. Generally, many people get confused about that. So I just want to make sure you guys understand that. That's it for today and hope you understood clearly. Please hit the like button if you learned something or you like the way I have explained, and leave me a comment if you have any queries or feedback for me. It will help me to improve and also motivate me to post more concepts and videos. As I always tell, sharing is caring, so do share with others so people who do not know about my channel will be benefited. Stay tuned for my next video, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please do subscribe and click on the bell notification for my new video updates. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.